Hello world. This is the quest to get on the Alone show. This is to finish up some of the fishing episodes I'm showing. This one is a passive type of fishing. It can be used for snaring animals or fish. I'll zoom in here in a minute and show you what you need, and then I'll show you how you can incorporate it on a stream and in ponds where there's no limbs and stuff available. But I'll show you all that here in a few minutes. So let me zoom in on this stuff and I'll explain it as we go. Okay, you're going to need basically a long stick with a 7-notch cut in the top of it, some fishing line, 550 cord, a knife, also an axe, and a couple twigs, and I'll show you those more in depth here in a minute. So I'm actually going to use, if y'all are wondering where I'm at, I'm up here at my pond up on the lease down here in Webster Springs, but I'm going to use this tree, this little branch over here, to show y'all how I'm doing it. And give me a few minutes and we'll start taping the setup. Alright world, here's the basic setup. You're basically going to use a sapling, something that's green, that can give it some good pull, but you don't want it to be like super high. So you want to clear these branches off up to where we're going to tie it down to your tie down points. You also want to use your L7 notch. You want to get it in the ground pretty far so that the twig doesn't, or the branch doesn't pull it up out of the ground. So we'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and construct it, and then I'll show you step by step what I did, as far as I'll explain it. So I'm not going to bore you with all the setup, but it's pretty simple. Once you see it, you'll be like, oh well, heck, that's too easy. So this can be used for, like I said, for snaring or fishing. So, and I'll explain both here in a minute. Okay, I am going to record me doing it step by step, but I'll put that at the end of the video in case you're interested in seeing that. Okay, basically the animal, if this was a trout, it would come, there would be bait on the end here. He would actually come up and go, oh, I want some of that bait. And then all of a sudden, bam, he's caught. So I'm going to show you how to set this up down here by the pond with where there's no sticks available. So give me a few minutes and I'll show you that. Okay world, here's how the setup's going to go. I left that tail on there just to show you what it looked like, but that's not how it's used. I'm going to add a stake at the end of the pole to hold it down. You use a Y branch for it to go on, and then you set it just like you did over there. I'll film that in a minute, but here's the difference. You tie the end of your fishing line. It's hard to see because of the sun, but you tie the end of your fishing line right here on the pole, and then you'll run it down onto where it will trigger the actual snare, and then it will hook up. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and set it, throw the bait out there, and then we'll watch it get possibly a fish. I don't know, them trout are acting finicky today, but we'll see. Alright world, we're going to go ahead and set it, and I'll get ready and throw the actual bait out there, and we'll see what happens. Here's the kicker. After you throw the bait out, you want to take this fishing line, put it behind, right in there, and I'll zoom into that just to show you what I'm talking about. You want that fishing line right behind where you tied that knot, because that's what's going to pull your stick off of your L7 trigger. And there's a bunch of ways you can do it. This is just the way that I found it works for me. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the bait out there, back the camera up so y'all can see it in action. And by the way, I'm using a little stick as a bobber because I see the trout, they're coming up to the top, so maybe that'll work instead of a sinker, a rock sinker. I want to grab this in so it doesn't pull the track. And you want to set it behind it. Let it go. All right, world. Day 2. Trying to catch one of these, trying to get it to show you how this will react. I'll go ahead and give her a shot. Go. Got him. May spit it out. I don't know. He did. But he did trigger it.
a uni knot.
Be a pain. wanting to make a snare, you can pretty much set it up however you want it. But personally, that's how I would do it, just to get it on itself, as you can see. And you want to make sure your 7-notch can hold it. As you saw mine, it slipped off, but I'm over here in this spongy stuff, so obviously you'd make your snare wire a lot bigger than that, but I'm going to take the camera off and go around and show you it off the mount. There's the trap. There's the L7. Basically, you flatten out the end of the stick. You use just a wee little wire branch to hold it, because the tension will come from the back side. Sorry about my camera work. I'm working it. Tension will come from the back side, and the stick here is basically holding it because it's pushing down on it, because this branch is wanting to pull up. So you'll come along Come in here. I don't think this stick's thick enough for me to do, but I'll show you how it sets. Let me grab my handy dandy tripod. Okay. Basically, the animal, if this was a trout, it would come. He'd come up and get the bait and go, "Oh, yummy, yummy." And then all of a sudden, bam, he's caught. So I'm going to show you how to set this up down here by the pond with where there's no sticks available. So give me a few minutes and I'll show you that.